Hi, welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We're doing our regular UFC preview right now. We're going to preview UFC 146, once again with Nick Kalikas, who's a consultant for DSI Sportsbook and a professional MMA odds maker. Nick is usually in the studio with us, but today he's going to be calling in via Skype. And we're also going to be joined by Luca Fury from MMAoddsbreaker.com, and his Twitter is @GamblingFury. Luca and Nick, thanks for being here today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks for having us.
All right, great. We've got 5 heavyweight fights coming up. There are a bunch of them are interesting with the odds. Let's start with the big one: Frank Mir and Junior Dos Santos. Dos Santos is a huge favorite, and but Mir has looked very good in his past 3 fights. I guess this all comes down to just is Dos Santos going to get a first-round knockout, or will Mir be able to get the fight to the ground? -520. Luca Fury. What do you think about that line? You think it's a little high, or you think that's justified?
I think it's justified. I mean, looking at the fight, I know a lot of people are saying, Mir doesn't really have a chance. Dos Santos is probably going to knock him out in the first round. And I agree with that. I think they're right when they say that. But there's also a lot of little things that go against Frank Mir in this fight as well. I mean, he's not much of a wrestler, and usually his takedowns come from the clinch. But when guys try to clinch with Junior, he's very good at backing away and not letting him even grab a hold of him. Frank Mir doesn't have the best cardio. This is a 5-round fight. Frank is not the best defensively on the feet. We saw that in his last fight against Nogueira. And if Nogueira can rock him with one punch, I don't see why Junior's big uppercut won't be able to do something to him. So I definitely think this is not a very good style matchup for Frank Mir, and Junior is probably going to knock him out within 2 rounds.
All right, so would you rather bet on just Dos Santos -520 to win, or would you bet on a first or second round knockout prop?
Well, it's interesting. You can actually get Junior Dos Santos by knockout in any round is only -350, so I'd definitely rather bet that instead of the straight line because, Junior's not going to submit him, and he's not going to win a 5-round decision here. The prop on Junior by first round TKO or KO is only -120, which isn't the best line considering Junior has started out slow sometimes. He's had some fights where he doesn't really turn it on until the second round, or sometimes not until the end of the first. And Frank Mir is a smart fighter, so there's some potential for some stalling out maybe by him in the first round, and we don't see Junior win until maybe the second round. But I still think that prop at -120 is worth a stab, at least for a small play there.
Yeah, makes sense to me. Nick Kalikas from DSI Sportsbook. Have you gotten any action on Frank Mir?
Oh, definitely. The public is actually coming in that way overall, and I'm sure the majority of the sports books are the same way. Mir does get respect from the fans. They know his ground game is amazing. Nogueira has never been subbed before, and we've seen that what Mir did to him in his last fight. Now, what Luca said is true, though. Before that submission, he looked terrible. Mir looked very bad. And that's the thing with Frank Mir. He's just so inconsistent that I don't believe, you can really justify wager on him. I think it's a pass if you're not going to lay the juice, or like Luca said, probably take inside the distance, because Frank Mir is not going to go 5 rounds. This fight is not going to go 5 rounds. So if you're going to take either guy, it's either going to be Frank Mir by submission. Is there a possibility he can knock him out? Yes, but I doubt Frank Mir catches JDS on the feet. And if you're going to bet JDS, you got to bet him inside the distance or by TKO. So that's how it's going to end.
Where did you open this line?
I opened it -515 actually, and gradually increased it up, even though Mir is getting a little bit more action overall. So I'm sure we're going to probably see it drop. If there is two-way action, or if the public is coming in on Dos Santos, you will see it climb up a little bit. And when parlays open up as well, you'll probably see it climb up maybe. But I'm thinking the public's going to continue to bet Mir. They think he's got a legit shot. I just don't. I think it's a terrible matchup for him.
Okay, so do you think you're going to wind up needing Dos Santos?
Yes, almost definitely. I'm going to try to keep the books on that side. Now, I think it's not going to be a huge decision, because we're going to get back and forth with the parlays. It'll probably even it out, but we're going to probably need Dos Santos small for sure.